Welcome to Liberty Libations number 159, everybody. Tonight we've got a guest addressing a topic that is applicable to over 47% of Americans, credit card debt. His name is Tommy Kilpatrick, and he joins us from across the globe in the Philippines. Tommy, how you doing tonight, man?
Fantastic. Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. Can you just give folks a quick intro to who you are and what you're doing?
Sure. I'm a retired teacher and an author. And back in 2004, I had written a book on health and healing, and I was given an infomercial contract. So I was test marketed on radio, kind of like this here, interviews. And it did very, very well, extremely well. And then about 6 months into it, I was living on my credit cards, and I ran about $85,000. You say, how can you do that? I was promised $100,000 a month. So, hey, once this infomercial hit, I can pay that all off in a month and still have money left over. Well, then there was a guy who was one of the talents who got in trouble with the FTC and making claims in his book that weren't true. So they came down hard on him and the company. And so my contract was canceled. So there I was left with $85,000 of credit card debt.
Jeez. That's not a good outcome for that.
I had no other option. And so I was depressed for about a month. And then I woke up one morning and think about my dad. He was a CPA, certified public accountant. I was in school to be a CPA. Even though I never got the credential, I can do the work of one. And I realized that the bank doesn't have an invoice. I went, well, wait a second. If they don't have an invoice, then they can't have ever issued credit. Because credit is, and I'll explain later, is only done by a store or a service provider. And then I did my memory of the accounting classes, and especially at banking. And I know that on page 6 of the book, Modern Money Mechanics, put out by the Federal Reserve, and was used as our learning material, it says that the banks accept your promissory note. Then exchange, they put numbers in your free checking account. And that's how they create money. So I know I never signed a promissory note, so there never was a loan. Now, my father-in-law at the time was a attorney and a judge, and we had long conversations about fraud, and fraud undoes all contracts. So because the bank defrauded me, I didn't defraud them. They lied and deceived me. Then there is no contract. So I had no contractual agreement. So I watched a guy on the early YouTube stuff on the internet about how easy it is to file a federal lawsuit. So I did. I filed 3 federal lawsuits against the 3 banks in federal court in Los Angeles. And I found out it's not true. It's not true at all. So after I filed and we had our negotiations a little bit, we were starting to do the that's when I had to have a deposition set for the bank. They had to come into my office and answer all my questions. All of a sudden, I got called into court. And my father said, that's very strange. People don't usually do that. Judges are only doing about scheduling right now. They don't call you into court, not the other party. So he said, Mr. Kilpatrick, do you have a credit card? No. Well, let me start at the beginning. Oh, we'll start at the beginning a little later. Do you have a credit card? Well, it started off as a gift card. A gift card? Pull your card out. So I pull my card out. He said, read right there what it says. Credit card. You are an idiot. Get out. So he dismissed all 3 cases against the banks.
Interesting. Well, I mean, we're going to dive into a whole bunch of that here in a little bit.
We just finished it up. Then
yeah.
Later, credit report, and all 3 credit cards were off my credit report. My score went up to 700, from 500 up to 700.
Jeez, that's a quick jump.
Yep.
It normally takes a very long time.
Negative stuff.
Yeah.
You take off the negatives, they're gone. And that's why I found that the banks are committing a fraud worldwide, and they could not have that be admitted. So it's better for me to say, or I could have filed a motion to rescind his decision to cancel it, and then they'd have to maybe go back on trial. So I had no case if I had nothing on my credit report. I had no debt. There never was a debt.
Interesting. Well, I mean, this is the correct show for you to make the statement that the banks are defrauding people, because we are firm believers in that.
We cover it almost every week.
We cover it almost every
banksters. Banksters are for a reason. They are banksters.
Yes. So before we get started, Alden, Nick, what are y'all drinking tonight, brothers?
kombucha.
Yeah, you're
It's another
right.
dry week.
Same Yellowstone bourbon from last week, and that'll be the option for the next couple of weeks till it's gone.
Heck yeah. I've
I
got
have a root beer kombucha that's neither as good as root beer or beer, but
I've seen that
And
one.
I got
That's
some,
one with mushrooms, right?
yeah.
Nice.
I got some water, and I used to drink San Miguel. So I used to call it, when Marcos the dictator, I used to call it the dictatorship beer, but that's long gone.
Well, considering it's about 9 a.m. where you are right now, I don't expect you to be drinking today.
Although
So,
if you were, that'd be pretty awesome.
if you were, that'd be epic.
Did I just hear a chicken too?
Yeah, you missed that part before the show. He's got some roosters running around.
Yeah.
Nice. My chickens are asleep because it's dark here now. But
They start at 4 o'clock in the morning. So can we get the rooster to stop crowing? I got my fiance here. It's like, can we get this thing quiet? I don't know. But yeah, I'm in the province. And so I used to be in a very nice hotel, B&B, and I had it all quiet. But after I spent a year, almost a year, and I did over 130 podcasts just like this. I had 111 5-star reviews. I reached 2 million people social media wise, and I only got one email and one contact through Facebook. I think I had been shadow banned. And that one lady who contacted me was 71 years old. She got sued by Chase Bank. They got a judgment of $12,000 against her. And then I came into it. So we've written a letter to the Attorney General, and we're waiting for a pod to return back because Chase did not respond to the Attorney General. They have no evidence of a debt or a loan. And I want the Attorney General to say, ma'am, you don't have a debt. She'll be able to take that next week as soon as she gets it to the court and show the judge that the Attorney General of our state says I don't have a debt. So you have to remove this, and then let my counter complaint, because I had her file a counter complaint against Chase, continue. So then we will file a summary judgment against Chase. So finally we'll maybe have some proof what I'm talking about. But that's entertainment.
Does that open up, like, is that a normal behavior for a bank to not respond to an attorney general? Because that doesn't seem normal.
they did respond, and and what she received was someone else's documents. It was very strange. And then she asked again, and they sent her the same document. She went, no, you're giving me this other lady's documents. I contacted her, and so she got mine, and you switched them in the thing. So they finally got her the information. But in that meantime, we had looked at and I said to her, is most likely they're going to say, Attorney General, she applied for a card. Here's the card membership application. Well, we gave her a card. She got the card. She used the card. She made payments. She sent statements, and we got a judgment against her, $12,000, and she's just crying about it. So there should be no case at all. So so now that's where they wrote a letter back. Of course, they responded, but there was no signature. There was no name. So when you look into that, that means it's totally bogus. They didn't even put a name. All we're asking for is someone in a bank to sign a affidavit of debt. Just swear out that she owes the money. They won't do that because there is no debt. So
interesting. Okay, so let's start from the beginning with. I mean, I'd imagine that most people watching this show have applied for a credit card, and since that's kind of the topic tonight, like what is. When somebody's applying for a credit card, what are they actually doing?
Oh, yes. Well, first of all, I want to say I'm a doubting Thomas. So I encourage you all to doubt me and your audience. Don't believe a word I have to say. I have sent some show notes for you to back up what I'm talking about. But send this podcast to a CPA or anyone who's had one class of accounting, and they will tell you exactly what I'm saying is correct. 1, the banks don't have an invoice. 2, they don't have a promissory note. And 3, fraud undoes all contracts. So you apply for a credit card. Great. So you apply for that. If you're turned down, do you still get the credit card?
Turned down, no.
I've never been turned down.
Yeah.
If you apply for a credit card and you are turned down, do you still get the card?
I wouldn't think so.
Guess.
No, you don't get the card. You're turned down. You're declined. Move on. So you see, an application means a request. Okay. So you're requesting something. It's not a contractual agreement. It's not a promissory note. And that's where some of the trickery starts right away. So let's say this is not a get out of debt scheme. There are true credit cards. What I'm trying to say to you is you are a victim. You are a victim of bank fraud. And that's what I had my client do is get her credit report, because you need to have evidence of a crime, right? So your credit report shows Chase Bank with a credit card. There's the evidence. That's a lie. So that's where you then send a complaint to 5 agencies. So she filed them to state and federal. And the first one who responded was the Attorney General. So that's where we're working, showing that she is a victim. So now we have the Attorney General on our side against the bank. So you apply for a credit card, you want credit, great. And what do? They approved you for $500, let's say. Okay, so Jake or anybody here, you got a $500 credit card. I'd call it a gift card. If you call it a credit card, what would you do with your $500 credit card?
Probably pay some bills.
Pay some
buy
bills.
some groceries.
Buy some groceries.
Not kombucha.
People are doing that now.
Not kombucha, apparently.
Or buy a microphone or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So think back. Banks are involved in getting customers, right? And they spend money. Years ago, they used to give you a toaster or a wall clock. So
yeah, I remember
your
those.
Mom
days.
came home. Yeah, you kind of remember that. Your mom came home with this, and Dad said, "Where did you get this?" The bank gave it to me. The bank gave you a new toaster and I opened up 2 accounts. That's my wife. That's Mom. So, and then because they want you to get it as a customer, right? So there was a newspaper ad that said, "Come into our bank and deposit $25 and we'll match it in 90 days." So what did I do? I came in, deposited $50, the $25, deposit $25, waited 91 days and went and took out $50. Now, did I steal from the bank?
No.
No. Did I rip the bank off?
No.
No. They set a deal. You come in, do this. I did it, and I walked out with $50. So is that immoral?
No.
I mean,
Some people have said yes. Okay, I don't see the immorality of that, but that's the deal. Okay, so
Yeah.
I am saying it's the same thing with that $500 credit card you got. It was a gift card because you got those things in the mail that were unsolicited, right? We called it junk mail, right?
Yeah.
Did that piece of envelope paper have any value to it? No, you threw it away. Now, how did it become $500? How did a piece of trash, garbage, junk mail become all of a sudden a $500 bill you owe the bank?
I have no idea.
You called, right?
Oh, just
Okay.
the step of
Call
So
here to
just
activate.
the action of activating. Okay.
Right. And if you activate it, you have to follow our terms and conditions, right? Now they got you. Okay. So this is not a scheme to get out of credit card debt. Now I have to explain to you that there are true credit cards.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Is what's the difference between a gift card and a credit card?
There is a difference. Okay. Let's say you need tires and you're going to go to Big O tire store. Is there a Big O near you or something like that? Michelin?
Yeah, something like that.
something
Yeah.
like it. Yeah.
So you pull in and they tell you it's going to cost you $1,000 and you're going, $1,000? I don't have them. Oh, apply for an in-store credit card. And if you apply, you get to drive away. You go and you're approved. Great. So you drive down. Did you pay for those tires?
Not yet.
No, the bank
not yet.
did.
No,
Yeah,
you
thank
walked
you.
in, you drove away. And did you pay for the service to have them balanced and applied to your car?
No.
No.
No,
guess
you didn't.
not.
But you got a statement at the end of the month saying you owed them $1,000, let's say. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
You owe the money. You have to pay for that because they have an invoice. An invoice shows the products they sold you and the service they did and the taxes and the shipping and everything on top of that and the terms and conditions. And they gave you credit because they believed, that's cred, they believed that you were going to pay for it and you owe the money. So how can you tell a fraudulent card from a true card? Well, all you do is look on the back of your Walmart card or your Amazon or your big O tire company. And if it says issued by Bank of America, Citibank, Wells Fargo, that's a bank issued alleged credit card, and that's a phony card.
So what you're saying is credit cards issued by a bank are fraudulent. If it's credit issued by a private and by a non-bank entity for a service
store
that you,
yeah,
like a store, then
you think about
that's
this.
a legitimate.
Yeah, it's a legitimate debt. You owe the money, and they can take you into court. And the judge says, "Do you have an invoice?" Of course we do. Well, when you ask that the bank, they don't have one, because think about this: 100 years ago, you were talking about going to a store and they're all empty, right? You went to the general store. You said, "Hey, Charlie, I need 5 pounds of flour and a pound of sugar, and I know your crops are coming in a few weeks. You'll pay me." That's right. So you don't go to Charlie and say, "Hey, Charlie, can I borrow $10,000?" What do you think I am, a bank? So you go to banks to loan the money. So if we can agree that the bank does not have an invoice because they didn't do any product or service to you, now we can talk about them making a loan. Or do you might have another question before we move on? So I'll give it back to you guys.
Just trying to think of.
I think I'm tracking up to this.
Yeah,
point.
I think I'm tracking up to this point as well. Yeah, I think I got it so far. Yeah, keep going.
So what I call a gift card came in the mail, and you got this gift card. You bought some groceries, something simple. Let's say a microphone. You like to have a new microphone and stuff. So you get this gift card, and what do you do with a gift card? You go to the electronics store, you buy a microphone, and you're walking out, and the person at the door says, "Wait a second, did you pay for that?" And what do you show them?
Receipt.
A receipt. Right. The receipt says that you own it. So who owns that microphone?
You do now.
You do now. You're walking out. The store wouldn't let you walk out without it. Now, that store was paid by the bank that night or the next day, right?
Yep.
Where did the money come from?
Thin air.
Thin air. Bank.
Honestly.
Bank. Printed it, sent them something. I don't know.
Added it to theirs and they put a positive on theirs and put a negative against the account you have.
The money has to come from somewhere. So it's from their advertising budget. Because if they get you as a customer, look it up yourself. I did. On average, you get $23.04. That's what the bank makes on every single card holder every month on their fees. Okay. For a free checking account. This is an amazing scam. They're getting you to pay on average $23.04 to have a free checking account. So they make that back in about 22 months, right? So if they get $20 from you, about 22 months, they get their $500 back in their advertising budget because they're trying to get you as a customer. So what do you get at the end of the month? You get a statement, right?
Yep.
Now, is a statement a bill?
No.
No. You look up the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve defines it. It's just a summary of accounts. It's not a bill, but they made you think it was. Fraud. There you go again. Those banksters, they're tricking you into thinking that they loaned you $500 and everyone told you this. See, the question is it possible that we've been lied to, indoctrinated, and brainwashed?
Yes. I mean, it's highly probable.
Now, if you question, a lie is a lie, and we know what that is. But if it's told generationally, here you go, Jake. Here you go, Alden. Here you go, Nick. This is a credit card. The bank is very nice to loan the money to you. You can use the card, build your credit, but if you don't pay, you got trouble, right? So that's called indoctrination. If you don't question, then you've been brainwashed. So that's where I enjoyed you saying we question things here, not brainwashed. Let's go through the scenario. So statement comes. Now, when you get a normal checking account statement every month, is that a bill?
No.
What's it show you? Your beginning balance, your deposits, your checks, your debits, other fees, and you have an ending balance. That's what a statement is. It's a meant means an action. State means to say something. So the bank said something to you. So the very first time you got a statement from, let's say, Bank USA of this credit card, then that's where you think it's a bill. So you write a check out from Bank of Pennsylvania. right? It's your own personal account. You write a $500 check from Bank of Pennsylvania to the Bank of USA that has a credit card.
Mhm.
Now, isn't that the first time Bank USA has ever seen your money?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what banks do, they're all about loans. So in the show notes, it has a documentation right there of a legal website that says banks do not take deposits. You are loaning money to the bank when you put money into it.
Mhm.
When you go into the bank and come out, that's when you have a loan to you. So you've actually loaned $500 to Bank USA. Every purchase you've made since then has been with your own money. Think about that for a second.
Mhm.
You've been fronting all your credit card purchases. You've been prepaying because you're putting money into your checking account. The only way you can get to your money is through your debit card,
Mhm.
disguised as a credit card. It's not a credit card. They can't issue credit. They're a bank.
That is tricky with the terms.
Yeah, this
We just
seems like
accept the word credit and credit card just goes synonymously, and like, but officially they're actually not. And when pushed, they can't even prove that it is with a simple invoice or something like that. It's really interesting.
it is interesting, and it's interesting that like I say this regularly that words actually mean something, which seems to be less and less believed these days. But it's a game of some. It seems like a game of semantics where you're trying to define very specific terms so that you can hold somebody accountable to what they're promising.
If you
Yeah.
use their terminology, you will lose every time. And that's why in my book, Forgive and Forget How to Nuke Your Credit Card Debt, I have a mock scenario of a courtroom scene that happened to me. So here in the beginning, there's this attorney representing the debtor, and the judge says, "Mr. Attorney, wait a second here. You're defending this? Do you have a credit card? Yes, I do. Do you use your card? Yes, I do. Do you pay your bill every month? Yes, I do. And if you did not pay, what would happen to you? I'd be sued and standing in front of you." Exactly. So I'm going to recommend to the state board to have you disbarred. Whoa, wait a second. Doesn't my client get a day in court? Okay, let's see where this goes. I call my first witness is a CPA. Now, the judge asked me if I have a credit card. Do I have a credit card? No. I don't have a credit card? Why is that? And that takes you through the whole scenario. So at the very end, they have no case because there is no invoice. There is no notarized signed promissory note. And that's what's required by federal banking laws. To issue a loan to you, you have to promise to pay it back first. That's where they get you. They got you to sign that note first. Then they put dollars, they put right numbers in they can write any numbers they want. And that causes inflation.
This reminds me of like the distinction here. Like if you go in and you try to open a line of credit to like, start a business or something like that, there's a whole very different process for that than getting just like the little card that you're talking about. And that's where you sign up front.
Yeah,
Exactly.
The credit
Think
card.
about that whole process is that when you apply for a loan and they turn you down, you don't get the loan. But if they approve you, then what do? You got to go in and fill out loan documents. You have to prove that you actually have an income. Because
and then you have to usually have some kind of collateral and all kinds of stuff like to prove that you can.
First of all, it's income. Yeah, you're right. First off, you have to have income to prove. So if the judge is looking at this bank going, you're loaning money to people who don't even have a job, that's predatory. So they have to have some kind of proof of income. Next is correct. You have to have some kind of collateral because if you don't pay it back, how are they going to get their loan? So with that collateral, they're able to legally repossess your car, foreclose your house, take property away from you, and sell it. They can't do that without that collateral. And you have to have a credit score, and that determines your interest rate. So that's all. Then the last thing you sign is a promissory note. You have to promise to pay it back. And that the legal terms is a loan has to have an absolute promise. And absolute means you can't wiggle about it. So I use Black's Law Dictionary and say, where's the loan? There There is no loan. It's a lie. They gave you some advertising budget money. You spent it. They tricked you into thinking it was a debt, and you have been paying every month interest on a free checking account, late fees on a free checking account, and even paying cash advance fee to get your own money out of your own checking account.
Those things drive me crazy. I gotta say, the cash advance fees are so friggin' stupid. They just, because every now and then I'll have to get some cash because up here in Montana, no one uses any apps or anything, so I have to use cash.
Right.
And I get hit on that dadgum cash advance fee every dadgum time. Yeah, that's infuriating. Okay, so take us through it from you. Take us through it from the beginning. Like if I have some credit card debt, let's say 10 grand, on one of these bank issued credit
Let's
cards.
say 22 grand, $384.
What is my first action that I should take? Yeah.
What you guys got is nothing. I met a guy on the phone had 750,000.
Goodness.
How do you do that?
He got
like $25,000 credit cards and stuff like that, and that's how he got 750,000. But he decided to do a bankruptcy. It was just easier for him. So
that makes sense. Maybe.
That makes sense.
What I say to do is, one, if I'm saying that you are a victim, then you have to have some evidence. So go to your credit report and get that out. It says right there, it's a credit card. You got the evidence. Now, if you're a victim, you have to complain. You call the police up. They say, this is a civil matter. We don't do that. That's right. Police are only policing policy. They only enforce policy. They're not involved in statutes. So you complain to the Attorney General, to the Comptroller of the Currency, to the Federal Reserve, to the FTC, and there's another one that oversees credit cards. So you make a complaint about the fraud. Now you're forcing the bank to come to a federal agency or a state agency and prove that there's an invoice. If you have an outstanding unpaid invoice, fine, I'll pay it. I agree. I'm not trying to get out of debt, bankster. If you have a legitimate outstanding unpaid invoice, I pay it. I owe it. But if you're saying there's a loan, then you got to have a notarized copy of my signed promissory note. You don't have that. And if you've defrauded me, there's no contract. But have someone in a bank sign an affidavit of debt. So after you do those two things, then we send a letter to the bank and explaining all what's going on and what's going to happen if you get sued. We have the counter complaint. We have the discovery. We have the call for the deposition. So they know they're not going to go anywhere with this whole thing. So what's best for them is what happens to my clients is about 30 or 45 days later, it's off their credit report.
Wow.
Because how can you make a claim? How they could then say back to the Attorney General and all these, there's no debt here. We don't know what you're talking about. She's a crazy lady. There's nothing on her credit report. There's no proof of a crime. Done.
Yeah. It almost feels like they
if that's not,
provide.
Tommy, that's not going to work. They're still going to do it to you. I know. 45 days later, after looking at your credit report and it's not been removed, then you file a complaint with the credit reporting agencies, and you have the evidence. You have the credit report, you have your complaints to the Attorney General, to all those. You have the response maybe back from the bank that didn't give you anything. And so now you have the evidence. And by law, they have to remove that off your credit report.
Interesting. Alden, what were you just saying?
Just that with how this goes, where it's like you basically just go through these steps and then they go, all right, we'll take it off, because they don't want it to actually go to trial. Because then if you prove in actual trial, that there is no case, then it would basically make like all credit cards like by that standard null and void or whatever, like as far as loans go.
So does that mean that the banks are just, pardon the phrasing, or they're just banking on you on the the time and pain that it takes to go through this process? Are they banking on people just not wanting to do this and look into it for themselves?
It's the brainwashing. It's been done this so many years. All the courts, all the judges, all the attorneys, everyone knows you have a credit. So when you say you have credit card debt, you got debt, you got to pay it. So when you go into court and the judge says, do you have credit card debt? Yes, I do. Done. Bye. Next. You lose.
Oh, I mean, it does
alleged credit card debt. Now you're questioning.
It does feel, at least from the surface, that there is a contract in place, right? It seems like whenever you get the card, you say,
right.
They say, hey, we're going to give you access to X amount of money, and whatever you spend out of this limit we give you, you pay us back
with interest.
So it feels like there's a contract that exists.
We have all kinds of contracts. You drive on the right side of the road, you don't cross over. We have lots of contracts that are just there. We don't have to talk about it. Some we have verbal and some we have written. So here is the case, is that the contract is for a loan, but this is not to be fooled. You've been lied to right from the beginning. So when you have fraud right from the beginning, it undoes all contracts. So that's Supreme Court has ruled many times. And that's in our document we send to the complaining agencies and to the bank saying you violated the law, because they can't issue a loan without a signed promissory note. It's federal banking law. So they've broken the law. So they don't want that to be known. If you look it up, you'll see how much money they're making. About 1/4 of their profit is made on charging people for a free checking account.
Wow. I believe that. I've gotten hit with all kinds of random fees and for things that sometimes I don't even know what they're for, and I have to call them and ask them what's this $8 for? And they're like, oh, some such and such a thing. And I'm like, what? Because they'll change their standards of how much you have to hold in your savings, and then I won't put another 150 in my savings 1 month or something, and it just happens. And it really adds up, and it's freakishly annoying.
Yes, this is why I switched over to Bitcoin. I don't have a checking account anymore.
Good for you. Yeah. I'm just Ron Swanson. I'm going to start burying gold all in the yard.
When you get enough gold that you can bury it in the backyard, you're doing pretty stinking well for yourself. So,
I'm not there. Yeah, it'd be like a flake here and there. Yeah, break one necklace into each.
I feel like your chickens might be eating that.
I was gonna make a similar joke, like an expensive chicken snack. Yeah.
Well, that's how you get golden eggs, right?
There you go. Yeah.
That's golden nuggets.
So with this, so I have a credit card with American Express. Okay. And so with this, if I were to say, okay, I actually don't owe y'all anything and went through the process that you're talking about right now, what are the risks to me personally?
That's a very good question. So first of all, let's say you owe nothing, okay, and you want to opt out. Now, when you have a normal checking account and you have $12 in it, you go and you close the account. They can't close the account until they give you all the money, right?
Right.
It's got to be a zero or it stays open. Yeah. Not with these kind of checking accounts. They will keep your money. And that's the risk you're taking. So what I say is max out the card. You're not maxing out the card. That's the criminal language. What you're doing is you're withdrawing the money out of the account that you put in. So first of all, I would say max out the card, take your money and run. So I'm advocating lawlessness. No, it's your money that you put in. You got to take it out. If you're already maxed out, then there's no point in this. So it doesn't really matter that thing. So then what the risk is that they could sue you. And anyone can sue anyone. However, you have already started the process. One, you have the complaints filed with the Attorney General, with the Comptroller of the Currency, the FTC, the Comptroller of the Currency, and there's 5 that you complain to. And now you've actually sent a letter to the bank. And so when you get a response back from the Attorney General saying, we contacted the bank, we asked what you asked for, an invoice or a promissory note, and someone to sign, there's an affidavit of debt, and they have not. Well, obviously, you don't have a debt, ma'am. So we want a letter from the Attorney General to you saying you have no debt. And that can be used against the bank. Because how can you keep reporting anything when the Attorney General says I don't owe you anything, and the other one's a credit reporting agency. So what we want best is from the bank is our letter. We ask them to close the account in good standing, closed by consumer in good standing, because we want that good credit. If they won't do that in 30 days, then we got to go to the credit reporting agency, and we can't have them put that on. We just have them remove it off your credit report. So then the risk is you would think, I can never get a credit card again. Wrong. These banksters only want $23 out of you. They know every single person who has a credit card is going to be paying them $23.04. So I was off grid for 10 years. I was living on a farm, no interaction with anything. So then what happened is I came up and I was going to come to the Philippines. I needed to get a credit card to get an airline ticket and to rent a car. I couldn't do it with a debit card. So I came off the farm, got my ID all back, got myself back in the system. And I went to Capital One and I applied for a $500 credit card. And guess what? They gave it to me, even though I had no score and no credit history because I was a previous customer. Oh, okay. That sued them for $35,000.
That's what I was going to say. Is if they have this
$35,000 and they gave me a $500 credit card. So what's going on here? Yes. So am I going to get 10 or 20 of these? Yes. Am I going to get $750,000? Yes. Am I going to send letters to the Attorney General? Yes. Am I going to walk away with $1 million? Yes. Come to the Philippines. I'll entertain you anytime.
Okay. So the big question I have, how many people has this worked for? Like you said, it worked for you. And, it brings up the question in my mind, is it at some point the bank saying, look, it's not worth the time and the legal expenses to argue over 35 grand? Or, that's nothing to them. Or is it, or are they seeing this real thing and saying, we're just going to get rid of this before it turns the whole scheme into something we can't control anymore. So I'm just curious, how many times have you or people you've worked with or anything like that used this successfully?
Oh, sure. And for me to sell you something, I'd lie to you, right? So let me just give you a little history. So after my court thing, the economy wasn't doing that well for me. The beauty industry, the health industry was in the toilet. So I was seeing no money anywhere. And a friend of mine had a charity that was dormant. It was called Lighthouse of Hope. So I turned that into a credit repair thing because I got involved with ICR. It was a multi-level that helped people repair their credit. And so in the beginning, it was working out great. You just send money to this company and they would send letters for you, no work. Well, after a while, the credit report agencies got these hundreds and hundreds of letters from the same company. They go, wait a second, we're not going to respond to a company. You got to have yourself send it. So the company sent me the letter that I sent to the credit report agency. And I looked at it. I said, what a joke. This is awful. I looked up the credit reporting agency's laws and about credit card things, and I quoted the law more accurately. So I was much more successful doing it myself. So that's where my charity came into play. So people would come in with their credit problems, and then most likely they'd have some credit cards. I would write a letter to the bank, explain what I did, and they would take it off. Not everyone. So I'm being truthful with you. The bigger ones, like you say, 35,000, going to push back. But that's where I had an expert witness, the CPA. And once they saw us in court, they'd say, what do you want? First of all, remove it off the credit report. There is no loan. Okay, and we'd write this all out as there is no debt. And I had the judge would read this, and he wouldn't read it out loud. You can see him reading this and going, what do you got on these people? Because normal process, bang, you're guilty, bang, and here's a bank wanting to negotiate and says that there is no debt and they're going to take it off your credit report. So, yeah, it works for everybody that pushes back. That's you're a victim. You're a crime victim. So if you're still a victim, you're still a victim. If you don't fight back, I can't help you.
So is this one of those things where the more people do it, the less likely this will be available to us in the future?
And that's where I'm not the smartest guy. I have an accounting background and business background. And so anybody has figured this out that they don't have an invoice, they don't have a promissory note. What happens is they have you sign a non-disclosure. And that's what happens is you can't talk about it. That's why it's not known. And that's why they don't want this to go to trial. I met an attorney in San Diego, and he sues the banks on a regular basis. He does it about 18 months. About every 3 months, he files a lawsuit, but different banks get hit up. So about 18 months later, he comes back. He gets about 10 or 20 people, and he just files a lawsuit. And in the end, he negotiates a settlement of no debt, and he gets $85,000, but the banks get to issue a 1099-C. So I explained to him the whole program. He said, no, I like what I'm doing now. He's making $85,000 every quarter just suing the banks. But all the people get 1099-C. So my dad being from a CPA, I have the IRS as part of my DNA. So what a 1099-C is that when you borrow $100,000 from the bank, you don't pay them back, you owe the money. So they notify the IRS and they take a loss. Okay. So in my pleading, I say no 1099-C. So because there never was a loan. So that's the thing that I'm different is that there is no 1099-C. And if they do send you a 1099-C, we file a 3949A. Which is a IRS form about fraudulent filing. So now the bank is involved in tax fraud. So they don't want to do that. So you will not get a 1099-C or anything like that. You're just off the credit. But then reapply because they want that $23.04 from you. They know somewhere, some way you're going to screw up and you're going to pay. So what's the risk? The risk is that some way along the line, they're going to lower your credit limit down. Mm-hmm. It's not, that's the criminal language. They took money out of your checking account. That's what they did. Oh, they closed my account. No, they didn't close your account. They stole all your money. So that's the risk. After you've done this and you want to reapply, I'm educating you on what the risk could be. And I have a credit card because now my score is 710. It was 0. So once I got the credit card, it went to 560. And then after I got a loan. A little loan from the credit union that jumped me up to 600, and now making payments for a year, I'm now at 710. So I got to get it up to 800 for me to get that $1 million baby payoff.
In your book, you kind of delineate between people who owe less than 20,000 and people who owe more than 20,000. Can you and like they're different, slightly different processes. Can you? I believe so. If I read it right,
not in Forgive and Forget. There's other books out there that might say that, but no, it doesn't matter.
Good.
A friend of mine, he has a little bit of credit card debt. We're going to make some money and just pay it off. It's just easier. It's just less on the head, and so sometimes it's just better to pay them off and to keep going. It's up to the individual what they want to do. But the lady that the only client I ever got from this podcasting, she's 71 years old. And they still took her to court for $12,000. She tried to do some crazy kind of, I have a trust account and I'm going to write you a check from the trust account and they're going to pay it for you. She's admitting she's got a debt. So when she went to the summary judgment, she didn't even have a chance to say anything. Said, bang, you owe the money. So, But now with the letter from the Attorney General that's coming very soon, that's when it's going to undo all the things that happened to her. So she will get that judgment off. But then the counter complaint continues. And now she's suing the bank for fraud, and she files a summary judgment. So now the bank wants to negotiate. So I'm telling her, negotiate for a $25,000 credit card every month. And it's paid off every month. You don't want me to take this forward? Okay, we'll settle. You give me a credit card, and I get to use it for $25,000 every month, every year. What? You got to ask for the moon to get something, right? So don't negotiate. Yeah.
Interesting. This is just opening up all sorts of possibilities in my brain that might be a little sketchy, but this is an interesting topic.
Immoral. I remember I asked you if I put $25 into the account and I take out $50, that's not immoral. Well, if the bank says here's $500, it's a gift. Okay, I'll take it. It's a gift.
Yeah, I'll take a $35,000 gift. That's no problem to me.
I'll take a $35,000 toaster, if there's such a thing that exists.
Now, think about this here. If you look at type it up on the internet saying inflation rate in the United States from 1776, it was all flat until about 1935, 40, it started going straight up.
Oh, we're aware of that.
Yeah.
That's when they did fractional banking, and that's when they had you sign a promissory note. Now, inflation is great if you're the wealthy because you know prices are going to go up. So you buy land now knowing it's going to be higher. You take loans out now, you're going to get more money out of your investment, and you'll be paying it back with less time. So it's very good for inflation if you're in that realm, if you knowing that's coming.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something we talk about quite a bit is creation of the Federal Reserve, fractional reserve banking, going off the gold standard, all that kind of stuff, and how that's kind of, I mean, the dollar's lost 99% of its value since 1917, or 1913.
Right. There's a thing called priced in gold. It's past tense, pricedingold.com. And you look that up and it prices everything that has charts in gold. And it shows the stock market peaked in the year 2000. We are not higher. We are lower. We are in depression. We've been in depression for 25 years. People don't realize it yet.
Because it's all relative.
You look at wages. Wages in gold peaked in 1970. There it is. You look at wages peaked in 1970, and that was at number 3. Right now, it's at 0.3. So it takes 10 jobs. You've got to work 10 full-time jobs today to make what you could make back in 1970 when your dad had a house, a car, kids, college fund, everything from just one income.
Well, we know what happened in 1971, so that tracks.
Yeah.
So if you look at Bitcoin, that's the only one that went higher than gold. That's an amazing. So you can always see how it's much more valuable, the Bitcoin. But look at copper. Copper tells you the amount of energy in the economy because we use that for electricity. So when the economy is growing, you need more copper. You're going to buy more copper. Copper price goes up. If copper price goes down, like it's been doing, we're not in a recession. We're in a depression.
Like using it for like hard infrastructure for like wiring and things like that. And
right, wiring, computers, all that kind of stuff has to use that to do that.
Motor windings, just copper, anything electric.
Yeah.
This is interesting. I got to bookmark this
Really
site.
expensive.
I like this a lot.
I use this all the time.
Yeah, I've never heard of this site, but I'm liking these graphs or these charts.
Well, talking about the stocks, let's just take another direction to this whole thing.
Yeah.
Let's say you buy one share of stock of Bank USA. You are now a bank shareholder, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have an interest in the bank making money. So would you want your bank to loan out your money to people who can't pay it back?
No.
No.
You see the illogic? Would you want your bank to loan out your money to people who don't have an income?
No.
Because where's the income verification? No.
You're describing the welfare system right now.
Would you want your bank to loan out money to people who don't even promise to pay it back?
No.
You see the lunacy? So put yourself in the shareholder position. Now, when you go to the shareholders convention and they say, oh, yeah, it's a big scam. We're getting people to pay $23.04 every month on a free checking account. Isn't that great? You're going, okay, we're making money. Let's cheer it on.
Huh. That's actually a really good way to look at that is doing it from the share, like being a shareholder of one of the banks.
I've not thought of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good description of that. Interesting. I want to go on a slight tangent, Tommy, just slight tangent. You mentioned earlier that you lived off grid. I think here, did you say here in the States for like 10 years?
Oh yeah. In Maine.
Yeah.
Oh, please tell me why you chose to, because I live off grid. So tell me why you chose to do that and what that experience was like.
Yeah, I'm interested in that as well.
Yeah, about 15 years ago, the wife said, get out and take the dog with you.
At least you have a dog.
The best thing ever happened to me. I tell you, best thing ever happened to me. So I left with a backpack and a dog, and I became homeless on purpose. I wanted to feel what it was like to be poor. I had never been poor ever in my life. I took a vow of poverty for 10 years. I didn't touch money. I helped other people become, in commerce and business. I helped them. Like the first stop I made was in Arizona. Was in a place called Camp Verde, and there was a bakery, a home bakery. And when I went by the farmer's market, she had all this bread. By the time I came back for a second view, it was almost all gone. I said, I don't see this. How do you? She said, what we take wheat berries and grind them. God told us to do this, to start a bakery. So we were living on the streets with 7 kids doing ministry work in Phoenix. And now we have a house, and now we're baking bread, and they're making about $200 a week. Well, when I got involved in it, they're up to $700 a week because I would make 300 phone calls getting pre-orders. So they knew exactly what bread to bring to the market they've already bought for us. See, so I helped people become more prosperous. So on my trails, I went all the way across the United States and I ended up hearing about couch surfing, which I'd never heard of before.
Yes, I did. I've done that many times.
Okay. And then the guy at the couch surfing told me about wolfing. WWOOF. It's Worldwide Opportunity Organic Farming. So I found a farm in Connecticut. It was with a Buddhist temple was on the property. So I said, that's for me. So I hung out there with him, and a nice lady came by. And what you do is you work for the farm, and they give you food and housing.
Yeah.
So it's worked out for me. So a nice lady came by with a 2-year-old, and had I known about being cockled, had I known about closet narcissist, oh my God, what a ride. The first 4 years was phenomenal. The next 4 was awful. Oh my God, it was terrible. So what an experience. But yeah, I'd never change it again, but I helped raise a little boy from 2 to 11, and now I can't see him for another 4 more years. So until he's 18, I guess another 6 more years. So came off the farm and I needed to come back in the real world. So I decided to come to the Philippines. I teach farmers how to build dome houses, and I teach them how to combine food together so we can actually feed people better. And also clinics. I'm opening up free medical clinics because of my background in the medical field.
Wow.
That's wild, man. That's such a cool story. I dig it.
Yeah.
My brother and I, we were chose to be somewhat homeless for about a year, but not 10 years. So that's wild.
Well, I was in a home most of the time. Yeah, but not mine.
Right.
I didn't own it. I didn't want it. I didn't want any part of it. So yeah, we had 34 acres, and we were growing food. It was phenomenal. We were growing mullein. And mullin's a weed, and the local
we had it out here.
chief. So the local medicine man would always come over to our house and hang out and teach us all these different things about the medicine and stuff. So when COVID came along, I was not aware of anything. And so we had heard that people were getting sick for a couple of weeks. And so my girlfriend said, I'm not going to that town for a while. I said, yeah, just stay home. So when any of us got a little bit of a cough, we took some of that mullein, put it on the stove and let it burn. I don't advocate smoking because of superheated gases, but it was in the air and all of our lungs.
Secondhand smoking we can advocate, yeah.
Yeah, so the secondhand,
Hotboxing,
we cleared out our lungs. So, yeah. Then I went to a party where the medicine man was marooned in Florida for weeks because of the lockdown. That's a prison term. So he came to this party, and there was no time that he stood away, in the sense of, what do you call it? He was
quarantine,
taking 2 weeks. You're supposed to keep yourself hibernated for 2 weeks before you meet people. He was there. So I walk up to him, I shake his hand.
Hibernating, though.
And his wife comes up and says, what are you doing? I went, I'm shaking his hand. You guys stay 6 feet apart. What are you, a Republican? You want people to die?
What are you,
what's wrong with this woman? I said, hey, medicine man, do you have a problem? He said, no. I said, all right, fine. Ignore this crazy person. I called it the insanity virus. But what it is these people, Satanists, have inoculated 5.55 billion people with this poison. So I have an antidote. It's well known. And so I use it. I'm not sick. And so I'll put that in my clinic. I never got the shot. I'll never get the shot. I don't believe the vaccine's even valid. I think it's all a lie.
Yeah. I mean, we would mostly agree with you as well.
Yeah. YouTube probably doesn't. But
some quack says mullein tea is a perfect stand-in for Mucinex.
Oh, interesting.
We use it for if we're out in the woods camping, we use it for toilet paper.
Oh, I didn't realize that had a secondary function.
It's super soft. Those leaves are great.
Yes.
Yeah.
The big leaves. We have big leaves, not the little ones, but the big leaves. Yes.
Yeah, the big leaves. Yeah.
And they would use the stalk to light. You can actually use that to go into a cave.
I've heard that too, but I've never done that. Interesting.
It was so hard to pull out. It was so hard to pull out of the ground. But you have to scrape the land. That's when a mullein wants to plant. Is you got to scrape the land and let it grow.
Yeah, it tends to try to grow wherever we cut a new road. So whenever we cut a new road on our property, mullein just takes over for a minute, and I got to pull all the dadgum weeds. It's ridiculous. Well, Tommy, we're about to get into Libation Nation trivia, and then we'll come back and wrap up what we're talking about here. So if you got a pen and paper or something of the sort, go ahead and grab it, and we'll get to it. All right, everybody. Welcome to Libation Trivia. Let me get I still don't have a producer. backstage anymore.
Speaking of fraudulent things.
Speaking of fraudulent things, Zach's acting like a kid makes him eligible for some paternity leave or something. It's ridiculous. All right. Welcome, everybody, to Libations Trivia. Tonight's topics are This Day in History, Joking Kinda, and Hail the Hoosiers. If you didn't know, Indiana Hoosiers won the national championship in football this past week. Yeah. So
I was wondering why you had like Indiana themed trivia, but
I mean, it's just one, just the last one.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I didn't know that it involved a sports team, so I was just wondering what like the Indiana is. That's all
Hail
I know.
Hoosiers. Okay,
Yeah.
I got it. All right.
'Cause I don't know anything about it, so I will not do well.
3 rounds. Round 1, 2, 3, 8, 6, and 4 questions. 1, 2, and 3 points each. There are plenty of opportunities for bonus points. Every contestant answers questions with a whiteboard or piece of paper. Each member of the audience can answer one time. Actually, we've changed this, and I still haven't updated the dadgum thing. The first answer from the audience that is not an obvious joke is the entire audience's answer.
You
Because
answer
y'all are
for the
winning
collective.
way too much. If you blurt out an answer, you lose a point, and the winner is no longer a loser. So, Tommy, I hate to break it to you, but right now you're a loser, man. All right. Round 1. This day in history. I'll give everybody about 10 to 15 seconds to answer each question. Then I'll ask each of you one by one to reveal your answers, or just say your answers, either one. Question number 1. On this day in 1998, who pled guilty to multiple murders and attempted murders that he committed in an unusual way? On this day in 1998, who pled guilty to multiple murders and attempted murders that he committed in an unusual way? And little hint, it's very famous. That's your hint.
Jackie Chan's famous.
Jackie Chan is famous, and I'm sure the audience will be guessing Jackie Chan. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alden, what do you got?
Dahmer?
Nick, what do you got?
I'm guessing Uncle Ted.
All right. Tommy, what do you got?
Is that Bundy?
I had Bundy first, and I scratched it out. I went with Jeffrey Dahmer
All right.
for a sandwich.
It is Ted Kaczynski.
Yes.
Oh,
Ted.
Oh,
the other
And
Ted.
it is not O.J. Simpson, sadly, for some quack.
Ted Kaczynski,
Ted
the Unabomber,
The Unabomber.
whose brother actually read his document and figured out it was his own brother.
Yeah.
That's the wild part of the story.
Wild story. All right. Question number 2. On
So
this
you should
day,
kill
in
your
eight-
brother and then release it is what we're saying. Like
exactly.
in that order.
On this day in 1840, British colonists reach what country in order to settle it, even though there were already people there? On this day in 1840, British colonists reached what country in order to settle it, even though there were already people there? This is a tougher one. I'm not going to give you all a hint. So, it is what it is. 5 seconds. Alden, what do you got, man?
Sri Lanka?
All right. Nick?
I'm going with New Zealand.
Tommy, what do you got?
Australia.
Australia. Good guesses, everybody. I like all the guesses. Waiting on the audience. We'll see if they answer in the next couple seconds. If they answer in the next 10 seconds, they're on a delay, so I'll give it to them. It is New Zealand.
Ah,
Australia's a great. Australia would have made sense. Even Sri Lanka would have made sense considering India was, their colony. So.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought Australia initially. I'm like, no, it had to have been earlier than that. So what's further away than Australia?
I tried to think of something like around there and remote and revolving around British rule, but
Yeah. I mean, you all came to the correct, legitimate
Yeah.
conclusion.
Concept.
yeah.
Some quack didn't. I'm going to take that away from some quack. Iceland is not an answer.
It has never been a British colony.
Question number 3. On this day in 1901, which monarch finally died after a 63-year reign? On this day in 1901, which monarch finally died after a 63-year reign? And I'll give you all a hint. It's a female.
So it's King Henry.
Exactly.
Louis the 16th.
Oh. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alden, what do you got?
Catherine the Great.
Catherine the Great. Nick, what do you got?
Victoria.
Tommy, what do you got?
King Louis something. Going French.
Audience still hasn't answered. I think the audience is on a big delay again tonight. So we'll
Oh,
I hate
yeah.
when they're on like a 20-second delay.
It's wild. I don't know why it's like that some nights and not other nights. It's all weird. Whatever. It is Queen Victoria. Nick is on a freaking streak right now. Goodness. He's the only one who's scored a point so far.
Well, that makes me feel bad.
All right. Question number 4. On this day in 1905, discontent finally boils over into violence in Russia, a day that became known as what? On this day in 1905, discontent finally boils over into violence in Russia, a day that became known as what? Ardbeg Wee Beastie might be one of the best scotches ever made.
It's.
I
think it's
still haven't
definitely
tried it yet.
the best value.
Dude,
The
it's
local
so
liquor
good.
store doesn't have it. I have to see if one of the bigger ones does. But all our liquor stores are run by the state, so there's some better ones that are bigger, and then there's like the small ones, and I go to the small one near me.
Gotcha. So the audience is on like a 1.5 minute delay. Their answer for the last one just came in, and it was Victoria. So I'm giving them the point because, goodness gracious, you
No,
two
that's
put
fine.
together. All right. The answer is. Oh wait, no. Alden.
The answer is yes.
Alden,
Sure.
what do you got, man?
Wait, hold on. Yeah, Vodka Day, obviously.
Vodka Day. Love it. Nick, what do you got?
I'm going with the Red Scare.
Oh, that's a great name. I like that. Tommy, what do you got?
Russian Revolution of 1905. It's.
I mean, that's exactly what it led to, but the day was called Bloody Sunday Massacre.
I literally had Bloody Sunday written down, and I erased it to make a joke because I thought it was another thing.
I'm giving Tommy
My first
half a point.
My first thought was like bloody something. Bloody
Yeah.
someday, and I just couldn't think of the day. I was thinking like Monday or something.
It
So I
was
just-
I had to make sure because there's a Bloody Sunday in the Troubles in Ireland as well.
That's
So,
why I erased it, is because I thought it was. I was
It's
like, no, we've already covered that. It's something else.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, it was an Irish thing as well.
There's more than one. There's only 7 days a week, and there's a lot of blood around.
Yeah, but they didn't call it the Bloody Sunday Massacre in Ireland. They just
So
called it Bloody
specifically,
Sunday.
yeah, because I was only going to say Bloody Sunday. So.
All right. Next question. On this day in 1918, what nation declares its independence? And I'll give you a hint. It is in Europe. On this day in 1918, what
Continental
nation
Europe?
declares its independence? You get one hint, and I already gave it to you, Nick. I'm definitely not going to give the leader more than one hint. 5 seconds. All right, Alden, what do you got?
Georgia.
Georgia. Nick, what do you got?
Monaco.
All right, Tommy, what do you got?
Poland.
Poland. Audience says Austria. No one got it correct. It is Ukraine. I guess I could have given him a hint that would have given it away a little more, but whatever.
That's all right.
Question number 6. This is as hard as Zane's trivia normally is. So, Tommy, just so you know, normally I'm not the one hosting trivia, but on nights when our resident genius isn't here, Zane, I host for him, so he's normally
Yes, Zane got banned from playing trivia because he won every time he played.
he did. Yeah, so he's not here tonight, so I'm hosting trivia. Question number 6. On this day in 1920, which country refuses to extradite Kaiser Wilhelm to the Allies? On this day in 1920, which country refuses to extradite Kaiser Wilhelm to the Allies? And the funny thing is, they were an allied nation.
That's weird.
Or at least allied sympathetic. I can't remember if they were actually... Well, dadgummit, I may have given a wrong hint, but they were at least allied sympathetic. Sympathizers.
Hosers.
3, 2, 1. Alden, what do you got?
I have no idea. I'm confused by your hint. I'm saying Poland. I have no idea.
It's a tough one. Nick, what do you got?
Shot in the dark with Lithuania.
Okay, Tommy, you got a guess?
Spain.
Uh-oh. Oh, Spain. There we go.
Ooh, that makes
And then,
sense.
let's see. Audience still hasn't come in. I'll give it to them if they get it. It is the Netherlands.
Oh, weird.
See, I
Some
was like
quack
initially,
guessed Austria again.
I thought
I
that
almost
they
did
were,
that as a joke too. I almost, yeah.
but they weren't ally sympathetic, so that's why.
Nah.
And then I thought Russia, but all the other issues in Russia were like no.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
Argentina.
yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Question number 7. On this day in 1973, what controversial case is decided by the Supreme Court? On this day in 1973, what controversial case is decided by the Supreme Court? I'm not giving any hints for this because basically any hint would
Give it away.
give it away.
Yeah.
And that might be a hint in and of itself.
I was wondering actually, but I already wrote my answer down. So
All right. Alden, what do you got, man?
Roe v. Wade.
Nick, what do you got?
Roe v. Wade.
Tommy?
Baki.
Baki? Let's see. Audience still hasn't guessed. The answer is Roe v. Wade. Bravo.
I love that it involves like abortion or contraception, and a word for egg is in there.
Roe.
It's like a
There was
weird
Almost-
parallel.
Almost no one would put those two things together, Alden.
I've
Only
never thought of it
because
that way.
only because you cook do you think of it that way.
Like that's probably true. And eat a lot of sushi. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Final question of round 1. On this day in 2008, which extremely talented actor died due to an overdose? On this day in 2008, which extremely talented actor died due to an overdose? Your hint is he was a young actor.
No more hints.
Under the age of, we'll say under the age of 40.
Under the age of 100.
Under the age of 40.
I think we got it. Or at
Yeah,
least
no, I
think
saw
got
Alden
it.
and Nick immediately write it down.
Yeah.
I know y'all know. But there was another one around this time that people could confuse it with.
But I'm assuming this is the more famous of the incidents.
Yes. Alden, what's your answer?
Heath Ledger.
Nick?
Heath Ledger.
Tommy?
Bellucci.
Oh. He was a little earlier, wasn't he? I think
But
he
it
was
90s.
he was late 90s, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, a few years earlier. That was, and you know what's wild about the Bellucci one is he didn't really do drugs. It was one of his first times ever doing drugs, and he
That's
got
when it gets
Yeah.
people a lot of the time, is when your body's not like used to it and you don't know your dose, you've built no tolerance or whatever.
Yeah. Well,
Unfortunately.
and there was something else in it, and it just took him out. And that was
Oh,
it.
well then that'll do too, yeah.
Yeah. The answer is Heath Ledger, which leads us to
Good
our
segue.
leads us to our second topic, which is Jokering. It's all about the last 3 movies, live action movies that have featured the Joker. Oh, some quack almost got it right. Jackie Chan.
Well, the last 3 featuring the Joker, I can think of one that features the. Oh no, never mind.
Well, don't.
I
say
forgot.
too much.
I forgot that a certain someone played the Joker in a certain.
You're being so specific right now. I love it.
Yeah. Well, let's not get into that. I don't want to say names because I don't know what the questions are.
Yep. No, that is very fair. Question number 1. These are worth 2 points each this round. Which actor turned down the role of Joker in The Dark Knight only to accept the role in a film later on? So which actor turned down the role of Joker in The Dark Knight only to accept the role in a film later on? And this is stuff that most people wouldn't know. I assumed everybody would just be guessing through these next 2 rounds.
I know this one, yeah.
All right, Alden, what do you got?
Jared Leto? I don't know.
Nick, what do you got?
Yeah, the only other live action Joker after The Dark Knight I can think of is Jared Leto.
All right, Tommy.
Keith Carradine.
That would be interesting.
The audience guesses Joaquin Phoenix, and it is Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh.
Okay.
Libation Nation coming back.
I figured Jared Leto.
I honestly
was
forgot
not.
about that movie.
Question number 2. How much weight did Joaquin Phoenix lose in order to prepare for the Joker in 2019? And Tommy, with the number questions, whoever gets closest to it gets the points. If 2 people are evenly away, then they both get the points. So how much weight did Joaquin Phoenix lose in order to prepare for the Joker in 2019? If y'all remember, he was like emaciated in that movie. It was a wild one.
It was like uncomfortable looking. Yeah,
It was uncomfortable.
it was almost as slim looking as
Matthew McConaughey in Dallas Buyers Club.
I was gonna say Matthew McConaughey and Christian Bale have both lost a ton of weight for roles.
Oh yeah, that Christian Bale
The fighter. Yeah.
The Machinist too. was another
Machinist.
one.
Oh, the Machinist too, but the
a
fighter, he was like
skeleton.
that as well. But
Yeah.
he shot those at the same time, so that makes
Well,
sense.
that makes sense at least. Yeah.
All right, Alden, what do you got?
I'm just throwing out 69 just because.
Nick, what do you got?
Yeah, similar thing. I said 6, 7.
Tommy, what do you got?
40.
40?
Okay.
40.
Tommy gets it with 52. How about that? I don't think the audience has not sent in an answer yet, so
They're
Can't
like
give it
10
to 'em.
minutes delayed.
yeah, they're on a huge delay tonight. Question number 3. Who played the second live action Joker in the last 20 years? I would give a hint, but
We know.
You could give a hint, but we know.
I would give a hint, but yeah. I just don't feel like it. All right, Alden, what do you got?
Jared Leto. Maybe this time. it's
Nick,
right.
what do you got? Jared Leto.
Going back to
Tommy,
Jared
what do you
Leto.
got?
I was thinking Jim Carrey, but I know he was probably the first one.
I think he was the first one.
He
It
was
is
the
Jared
Riddler,
Leto.
wasn't he?
Was Carrie the Riddler or the Joker?
I thought Jim Carrey was the Riddler.
He is the Riddler.
Oh, yeah. That would be what
Jack Nicholson. Yeah, that's who it was. Yeah. Forgot about that.
Nicholson apparently called Heath Ledger to warn him about
Yes.
how stressful
did.
and dark the role can be. That was
Yep.
interesting.
Yeah, dude, that's a wild one. Like, should have taken some advice from the man.
Yeah.
Question number 4. No one's going to know this. What controversial items did Jared Leto send to his Suicide Squad co-stars
God.
as part of his method acting preparation? This is why no one likes this guy.
I knew this at one
Freaking
point.
It sounds like something I've heard before, but I got nothing.
Just make a guess. Your hint is that it's absolutely insane. That's your hint.
It was something really stupid or gross or something, and I can't remember what it is now.
All right, Alden.
Oh my god, I don't know. Is it like bodily fluids of some kind or something weird? I'll be mad whenever you say the answer because I'll then remember it.
Okay, Nick, what do you got?
I almost said that too.
Tommy, what's your guess?
I thought that, but I wouldn't write it. I just thought of a bloody knife or something.
Bloody knife. Yep. All those are legit guesses. The answer is dead animals, mostly rats.
Yeah.
And the rumor was that he sent them inside of condoms, but he said that was not the case later on. So I can't believe anybody still works with him. He seems like one of the worst people to work with. Some quack says he sent poo.
I thought it was maybe there was poo on the rat. I don't know, but
I mean, it ain't far off when you're talking about dead rats or
Yeah. It's disgusting.
It honestly that whole thing felt like just sort of like method acting taken to like a gimmicky place because it's like I didn't find the role to be that compelling, to be honest. Like the actual
he was nowhere near Heath Ledger's Joker.
No, he was awful compared to Heath Ledger. There we go. There that is. I was looking for that. All right. Hang on, y'all. Sweet. All right. Question number 5. Which 3 directors made live action films starring the Joker in the last 20 years? So there were 3 directors that directed Christian Bale's Dark Knight, Jared Leto's Suicide Squad, and Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. Who were the 3? You get 2 points if you get all 3. You get 1 point if you get 2 of the 3, and you get half a point if you get 1 of the 3.
That's weird math, but okay.
It's exponential math.
Fair. So I'll be exponentially dumber than most then.
Perfect. All right, Alden, what do you got?
Christopher Nolan, and then obviously Brad Bird and Steven Spielberg. Clearly, I don't know.
Nick, what do you got?
I hate that Alden stole my joke answer here, but I also said Nolan. I said James Gunn and Spielberg.
All right, Tommy, what do you got?
George Landis, Jerry Falwell, and Cher.
I would love to see I would love to see Cher direct a movie about Joker. That would.
It might be better than.
It'd be better than the most recent Joker.
Yeah, who knows?
For sure. The answer is Christopher Nolan, Zack Snyder, and Todd Phillips. Todd Phillips directed The Hangover. Zack Snyder has directed a bunch of superhero movies.
I didn't realize Zack Snyder
was Gunn a producer on Suicide Squad.
Probably.
Or did he do the second Suicide Squad? Maybe that's what that was. That like remake they did.
I don't know. It was all garbage. So
I didn't realize Snyder did it.
It was all terrible. To be fair, generally the director's cuts of Snyder's movies are good,
better,
but the studio makes him trim it down to absolute garbage. So,
like Zack Snyder's director cut of Watchmen, I fucking love that movie,
dude. That's one of the best director's cuts of all time. That movie, it's so good.
The movie is like, I have some like love-hate relationship with it a little bit. There's like some cheesy spots. Like his movies just always have something I could pick apart or whatever. But overall, I liked the director's cut of that movie.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be very few movies that don't have something that you can't pick apart. We can go through and name some of them if you want, Alden.
All of Zack Snyder's projects, or just
just all movies in general.
Movie ever. Yeah, that's a long episode.
Yeah, maybe Alden and I will just do a Liberty Libations bonus episode where all we talk about is which movies can be picked apart easily.
I could easily talk about critiquing film for too long. Yeah,
me too.
Almost
films that are easier to pick apart than 9/11.
Yeah, almost as long. Yeah.
All right, question number 6. Rank the 3 films starring the Joker in order of box office success, and give me your guess on the worldwide gross of each. for extra points.
Is
You
this
get one.
for the same era?
This is the same 3 films that we've been talking about.
Okay, yeah.
So it's The Joker, starring Joaquin Phoenix. It's Suicide Squad, starring Jared Leto, and it's The Dark Knight, starring Heath Ledger. Rank them 1, 2, 3. That will be your primary point total. So if you get all 3, you get 2 points. If you get 2, you get 1 point. If you get 1, if you get 1, you get nothing. How about that? 1 point for each guess within $50 million of their box office. So there's your bonus points. If you get all 3 box office guesses, but within 50 million, you get 3 extra points, which could bring Tommy and Alden back into contention with Nick. So I'll give y'all just a second to write some random numbers down.
When you're talking about worldwide gross, are you talking about adjusted for inflation or real?
Box office gross, not adjusted for inflation.
Because Dark Knight was significantly before, say, Joker.
It was 11 years before.
Yeah, significantly.
It was still before COVID, so it was before the hyperinflation.
It's a significant amount of time if you are 11 years old.
That is very true. You are graduated college at that point.
It's all relative.
All right, Alden, I want to hear your rankings and your box office guesses.
Okay. I'm trying to squeeze in my last number. Okay. Dark Knight, number 1. Joker, number 2. Suicide Squad, number 3. And then I said Dark Knight, 950 million. Joker, 850 million. Suicide Squad, $4. I'm kidding. 250 million. I said 250 officially, actually.
All right, Nick, what do you got?
All right. I said, I think I have the same order. Dark Knight, Joker, Suicide Squad. 800 on Dark Knight, 250 on Joker, and 120 on Suicide Squad.
All right. Tommy, what's your guess?
I have no idea.
Oh, no worries.
Just give me an order. Just say it right now.
I don't even remember. I never saw the movies.
Joker, The Dark Knight, and Suicide Squad.
Okay, I agree.
Just like go with that, run with that, yeah.
All right. The only person who got any points is the audience.
Oh.
It's Joker, then The Dark Knight, then Suicide Squad. Joker made $1.078 billion. The Dark Knight made $1.008 billion, and Suicide Squad made $749 million.
That's a lot. That's crazy. I'm actually really upset because I erased 1 billion and then put 950 million at the last second there.
Dude, you were .008 away. You were $8 million away from getting.
So I had the 1B, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go just under that, and I'm so upset.
It shows the inflation right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's funny.
Yep.
Because I mean, Dark Knight was massive. I mean, I know Joker was fairly big too.
Well, Dark Knight was the first superhero movie to gross $1 billion.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yep. So
Iron Man didn't.
Or
which one was first? Actually, they came out the same year, so I'm not sure what counts.
Iron Man had to have been first, I would think.
It's a good question.
They were both 08, I think. So who knows?
All right, round 3. Hoosiers.
O'Reilly.
Which pained me to say because I'm a Miami fan. My granddad played and coached at Miami, so watching them lose in the national championship was extremely painful.
You were an A&M fan until Miami beat them.
I'm still an A&M fan. I'm 100%. Whenever A&M plays Miami, I'm an A&M fan.
More of a P&M guy.
Goodness gracious. Okay. These questions are worth 3 points apiece. There are 4 questions, and it is still anybody's game. So I expect guesses because I don't think any of y'all follow college football all that closely. Tommy, I don't know you, but I'm assuming you're not watching college football in the Philippines.
I've been off grid for a long time. I've been involved in TV for like 20 years.
Okay.
Nice.
Copy that. I very much respect that. I think that's probably a healthier way to live.
You should get a point for that.
But I'm never gonna live that way. So, but I appreciate that you do. Who is the now iconic coach of the Indiana Hoosiers, known for his unflappability and icy cold demeanor?
I like the word
Of
unflappable.
the football team, huh?
Of the football team. This is all football related questions. Full name only. You get 1/4 of a point if you can only think of his last name.
Is it Flap?
I'll give you one hint. He has a ton of fans now, and they printed like terrible towels, but with his face on it and a box of Marlboros on it.
Does he smoke Marlboros, or is his name Red?
It has to do with his name.
Oh.
3, 2, 1. Alden, what do you got?
I'm changing my answer to Bob Red.
Bob Red.
That's all I got.
Nick, what do you got?
Kurt Signetti.
All right, Tommy, what do you got? Anything? Yeah, that's fair. It is Kurt Signetti.
Oh, Sig. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, people are waving around those towels during the national championship. It was pretty great. Question number 2. What was Indiana's overall record during the 2025 season and the playoffs?
So,
And I'll give y'all a
how
hint.
many games?
They played 16 games. So what was their record during the 2025 season and the playoffs? They played 16 games total. And this is a numbers question, so the closest gets it. And if there's a tie, you both get it.
I thought there'd be like a cyber fight to the death or something.
I wish we could do that. We got to figure out how to do that. It'd be pretty fun.
That'd be great.
I got some ideas, but let's talk about it.
Okay.
Offline.
Alden, what do you got?
Just flash each other until someone gives up, I guess. 15-1.
All right, Nick, what do you got?
They were undefeated at 16-0.
Yeah.
Tommy, you got a guess?
Well, 4.
That's honestly, on a normal year, I would have guessed that. But Nick is correct. It was 16-0. The first undefeated season with 16 wins since 1894. Or no, 1898. My bad.
That would have been a more difficult question if you had asked what year was the last time you went undefeated with 16 wins. But
Okay, here bonus question.
Except for I still got it wrong, so.
Who was the last team to go 16-0? And that was in 1898.
Notre Dame.
I'll give you a hint. It is an Ivy League school.
I was already thinking that way. And I have 2 thoughts on that. I'm guessing.
Are we
Yes,
Is this an
yeah.
official? Oh, okay.
This is an official bonus
Official
question.
bonus.
So write down an Ivy League school that you think may have gone 16-0 in 1898.
That's really tested my, I don't know, even current college football.
But you know Ivy League schools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of.
All right, Alden, what's your guess?
I don't know. Yale. I have no idea.
Nick, what do you got?
Yeah, it's either Harvard or Yale, so I went Harvard.
Tommy, what's your guess?
Harvard.
Harvard.
Pronouncing it right.
It is Yale.
Hey!
Oh. I told you it was one of the 2.
We're just gonna round you off at 6. Give you one half credit for a bonus question.
I like it.
Question number 3. How many wins did Indiana have only 2 seasons ago? Mind you, Kurt Signetti is credited with turning around a program quicker than any other coach in college football
So
history.
losing his program in college football history.
How many wins did Indiana have only 2 seasons ago? Alden, what's your guess?
This might be drastically low. I'm saying 3 for shock value.
All right. Nick, what do you guess?
I think it's somewhere in that area. I said 2.
Tommy, what's your guess?
Or
Oh,
Or
wow.
everyone
Y'all went
said
really
around
low,
the
okay.
same thing. The only one who got it is Alden.
Hey!
I said it was in that area. We averaged out right there.
It was in that area. It was. All right. Final question of the game. Nick has it wrapped up. So this is basically, let's see. Tommy
just
could
trying to
outdo
secure my
Libation
silver.
Nation. And that's
The
it.
audience
Nick
not
and Alden
been
got
answering,
first.
or-
Nick and Alden got first and second. Tommy, if you get this one right, you go ahead of the audience. So let's do it.
Yeah.
Question number 4. Name the 3 playoff teams that Indiana beat in order to win the title. I'm going to give a hint. All 3 are large. I'm trying to think if they're all public schools. Yes, all 3 are large public schools. 2 of them. No, I'm not going to say that. All 3 are large public schools. I'll give y'all just a moment to think it over.
Yeah, let me
While
think
I
on this.
adjust this stuff because it's driving me crazy. There we go. That's so much better. Okay, that makes more sense. There we go. All right, y'all got 10 seconds.
I'm blanking on who was even in the playoffs at this point.
I mean, some of them
No
were a
idea.
joke. Some of them should never have been there, but everybody they played was a legit school.
I hate watching you drink Weed BC when I'm drinking water.
Oh,
Well, I'm good. Now I don't want it, actually. So that helped. Thank you for that.
all right, Alden, what do you got?
I have no idea, but I'm saying Duke, Alabama, and Miami.
All right, Nick, what do you got?
Miami, Bama, and Georgia. I don't think Georgia.
Okay, Tommy, you got any guesses?
All Southern teams.
You're passing. Fair enough.
Philippines team.
Fair enough. The answer is Alabama, Oregon, and Miami.
Oregon, that's
I
it.
got 2.
Yeah.
I'll take 2.
All right. Well, Tommy, you are in good company because I think only 2 of our guests have ever won trivia. And it's a long list of guests that have tried. So
And one of them was your sister-in-law.
and one of them was my sister-in-law and the other one was my brother. So
I'm an idiot.
I
Thank
don't
you.
even know.
well, when you don't watch TV for about 20 years, these last 2 categories are going to be a struggle for you, you know? So
Yeah.
it is what it is. And we really appreciate you playing. And yeah,
I don't mind.
fantastic.
It's lots of fun.
All right. So let's move on to the next topic. All right, everybody. Welcome back to your regularly scheduled programming. I guess Libation Nation Trivia is regularly scheduled programming.
I
But
was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
let's round out the topic that Tommy was here to discuss because it's an interesting one and it's something that folks out there should really consider. I think. I mean, it's something that I'm going to be thinking about for a while, and it's something that I mean, the banks have been extremely predatory for a very long time. They have received bailouts when they definitely didn't deserve it. They've given bonuses to their executives when they should never have gotten bonuses.
During the bailouts, like
During the bailouts of 2007, 2008, like the banks have been very unscrupulous in their actions over the years, and finding ways to take back what is ours is an interesting way to possibly do that. So, yeah, Tommy, what were your thoughts during your process of going through this I don't know, the entire time you were going through this? Like, what were your thoughts while it was happening?
Based on my experience, so I have the uniqueness of the accounting background,
Yeah.
and then also in the business too. but it was my encounter with the court and to find out what was going on. And I had to kind of take a break because of all the corruption. I had seen so much. I had been in so many courtrooms dealing with this. I saw a lady come in who was like a mortgage broker, had a stack of paper, went right to the court clerk, took her stamp and stamped all these documents and walked out. It was unbelievable. That was during like 2008 when people were losing their houses. And trying to think, Linda Almonte was working for Chase, and she was a whistleblower about this credit card debt and all these things she was trying to sell, and it wasn't true. And so she came out with it and actually talked to her, and we're trying to work something out so there would be synergetic, so she gets things and I can get some things, but it never worked out. And I actually talked to that guy named Taibbi. He's that kind of famous
Matt
Taibbi.
Yeah, Matt Taibbi. He and I were on several conversations trying to expose this, but it never went. All the years of effort against the banks, it worked, but I could never get any traction. And now that I'm here in the Philippines trying to raise some money from what I'm doing, I wrote the book, and I thought, man, I had the first year I did about $250,000 in donations in the charity. So we were doing phenomenal. And for most people, it didn't cost them anything. I found them money. So when they came to me, they walked away with money. And some, they didn't have much, but others had a lot. So I thought it would work, but not. So that's why I was so blatantly honest with all you guys about it, because I know it's not going to be seen, or it's never going to be happening, because they have the control of not letting anybody watch this video. But if you disagree with me, fine. Just disagree with the facts. So what did I say factually was incorrect? That's fine. The logic, the step by step, I took you through the exact same process of run the thing, follow the money. And if you do disagree with me over that, that's fine. You may not like my conclusion is the banks are fraudsters. So there's not much of a disagreement. I've never had any. I've had people push back, but then at the end, they've all agreed. Now, they may not do what I'm saying to do. That's up to them. But no one has ever come back at the end and said, you're wrong, and here's the proof. So,
yeah. I mean, so far, from everything you've told us, and I read, 90% of your book before the show, I have not found anything that could be factually proven incorrect. I think similar to, so the three of us are libertarians, and me and Nick are pretty hardcore libertarians. And so the struggle that I could see with presenting this information to people is they've been so indoctrinated into a specific line of thinking that presenting this seems like they're going to get in trouble, seems like it's not possible. And seems like, when I'm pitching libertarianism to a hardcore lefty or a hardcore righty, I come off looking like I'm an insane person. I come off looking like, I just want you to break all the laws and not follow anything anybody says, and I just want chaos and stuff like that. And so I imagine that much of the people that you try to tell this to have a similar response. Is that generally the case?
Mm-hmm. And that's really, it helps from my background too, of when I was about 15, I got involved with a little bit of the John Birch Society and the whole thing of freedomist kind of thinking, and you don't need a driver's license. And so I always got a driver's license because I'm thinking, I can be right, but then there are matter of harassment. And then I see the taxes, you don't have to pay taxes, voluntary. But then when the guy was successful, they just destroyed his family. So they went after his family and then had the family to hate him. So it's like, how much do you put up with? So backed by leading by example. So that's when I was on the farm, I had the power and control. When I'm here in the Philippines, I have the power and control. We can do a lot more things here than we could back there. So I'm trying to document and prove what I can do here, and I can bring it back to the States, because I have ways of, I call it the 3H club. That's for hunger, housing, and for the health. So there, because when we can see what's coming. I was in a guy's house and very conservative house, you would think, in Maine. And the guy says, I want to see Trump dead. And this is before he was elected. And I went,
Wow.
okay, this is out of the blue. Then I'm at another house a couple of weeks later, and someone says, Trump should be murdered. He should be assassinated. Nothing was even talking politics. So I'm thinking back to the book Pearl Buck wrote back in 1910. She was walking along the street of Berlin with a friend, and she said, it's really strange. People are coming up, slapping my friend's face. She happened to be Jewish, but I don't get it. The writing is on the wall. So, folks, you there in America, the fabric is separating, and I don't have a solution for you. It's
we don't
founders of the country was Christian and farmers, and you're not farmers and you're not Christian. So the government is, it's fascist, it's friendly fascist, but still fascist. That's a book written in 1980, Friendly Fascism. And the guy said, it'll never happen here in America.
I feel like Alden, am I still muffled?
No, you sound good.
You're
Okay.
good now.
Yeah, I feel like it was already friendly fascist in the 80s. I think it's just gotten slowly worse. I think it's been that way for quite a while now.
Mm-hmm.
It is the natural progression when you start with merchant capitalism, and it evolves into industrial, evolves into financial. The next step is fascism, which is the government and the companies are one of the same. So
when you allow
we're going
lobbying and everything too, and that's like just a fast pass, to it.
Yeah, when you allow the federal government to expand to a point where it's dictating to the states what to do, the federal government has way too much power, and it's just bound to be a fascistic government at some point in time, or something worse.
Some Franken.
So I see the housing, the inflation, unemployment. It's going to cause a catastrophe, and my only solution is that people need to come together. And it's kind of like religion keeps the bind to have people's behavior. But I figured out that if you can put the food together, because when I was in Maine, I would go to the food pantry and they would give me about 43 pounds of food every week. I couldn't eat it all. But if I got 10 people, I'd have 400 pounds of food. And I was on, when I first came out, I had some food stamps. They gave me $300. If I had 100 people, I'd have $30,000 to spend at Walmart. So for 2 years, I went to city council meetings. I went to pantries. I went to churches. I went to senior centers that had a kitchen. I needed a kitchen. So bring the people together, bring all this food together. It's all free. We make that into a 5-course meal. I mean, top quality, not crappy macaroni and cheese. I mean, top quality. The cheese we can get in the olives we can get at Costco and stuff like that, or Sam's Club. So then what we do, how we make money is that everybody eats, everyone's got food in their cupboard, and then people passing by can use their SNAP card. You can't buy a finished meal, but you could buy a bag of groceries. So I could have a bag of groceries out front and say, you want to buy the bag of groceries for $10? Sure. Swipe your card. I get $10. And then you sit down, you get a 5-course meal, and you say, supersize me. We give you another one. And then you take one home with you too. So we can do that. And so I have a solution for housing. We make about $5,000 a day by handling about 400 meals to people who have SNAP card or just a few dollars of cash. So for $10 for a 5-course meal and a doublet, you can't beat that. That's on the hunger side. On the housing in Maine, that's why I picked Maine, is that it's the elderless, it's the geriatric state, has the most elderly people living there. And most of them own their own home, but they're a little old lady in a house that's cold. And at the end of the month, she doesn't have enough money for food. There's no one taking care of her. And that's the reason why I came here to the Philippines, was to find a Filipino family, which I now have, huge extended family of nurses. And I'm going to bring them back, and we're going to buy huge mittens that no one wants, big, huge place, and bring, let's say, 20 little ladies with their Social Security check. So now we have a condo. They own their room. And now we have 20 times $2,000, $40,000 a month, plus all the food from the pantry, plus all of the $300 per time, $6,000 a month we could buy food with. So they have a house that we can turn into a bed and breakfast. We can turn into a business. So it's already paid for. So I have a way of bringing people back together again. And then for the men, come to the Philippines. They will love you. I'm telling you, I walk down the street and they look. If I have my girlfriend, they stop. But if I'm alone, I get too much attraction. So even an ugly guy like me, it's amazing. Go where you're appreciated. So
Tommy,
I live on $100 a month here. So you can do that very easily here.
Tommy, no one with a beard is ugly. Okay. As soon as you grow the beard, you are a handsome fella, and there's just no way around it. So don't talk down about yourself.
I had the beard when I was in Maine, and then I hear that the Filipinos like clean shaven. So I was clean shaven for about 7 months. And then my girlfriend, fiance says, I want the beard back. I want the beard. I want to see it. So I have it for her.
I miss the tickle.
So just a little bit on that. What drew you to the Philippines over anywhere else?
Yeah, I was headed to Argentina because Argentina has a program where you bring $7,000 in and start a business. In 2 years, you get a passport. You get citizenship. You got to have something without the American passport, because when they shut you down for the second COVID or the third one, you're not leaving. I'll say, bye-bye. I have my passport from the Argentina. And it could be like an import-export business. So it's very simple. I was working with
You didn't start
a lot of
fires,
people.
Don't worry about it, Tommy. It was
Okay.
call back to
Call back
the
to
story from
that
last
was-
week.
So my plan was to go to Argentina, but then a friend of mine told me about the Philippines, how he's been talking to a Filipina and for the last year or two. And he said a friend of his married one, and when he gets home in America, she takes his shoes off, rubs his feet, dinner's made, the whole table's made, and there's a mall across the street, and she never goes there. So it's a different thinking. And when I was married to a nurse, when I started dating her, I saw the hospital, 1/3 or 1/4 were all Filipina nurses. So I know they'll take care of you. So my promise to her is I'll take care of you. Her promise to take care of me. So I got 32 years last year. Now my actuarial table said I have 31 more years left. So I've got 31 more years left. It's better to count down than to say I'm going to be dead at 80. So that's what I've got left. So that's what I'm looking forward to. So I want to help other people with the hunger and the housing and the health. So
That's awesome, man. I've never been to the Philippines. I've been to a lot of places around the Philippines, but never been there. So maybe that should be something on my bucket list to go check out.
My godparents, when I was a kid growing up, were Filipino, and it's like a language of love with food. And I was never more full than when I would go to their house, and it was just food, like 4 times a day. And they'd be like, I would be so full, and they'd be like pushing more food at me, like more than you could handle. It was
you're too thin.
Yeah,
They always tell me I'm too thin.
Yeah.
So when you said that the language of love, this is my book here called Hiligaynon. I know it's reversed, but it says Hiligaynon as a second language in 30 days. So I have thought through how to speak another language in 30 days, and I did it. And that's the thing about the Iligano language is it's a loving language. So I was on a jeepney, and what you say to get off is you say Sugarlong, and I went Sugarlong, and everybody looked at me. Even a driver turned around and looked at me, going, "Who's shouting?" Sugarlong. That's the way you speak it. It's a loving language.
Oh,
So
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Tommy, man, I really appreciate all the information you presented tonight. Can you tell folks your book again, and then how to get in touch with you?
sure. It's the easiest thing to do is type up Tommy A. Kilpatrick on Amazon. It's the only name will come up with that book. And then my other books on language will be there. Hiligaynon, Cebuano, and Tagalog, which are the 3 languages here. But I'm also going to have it in about 7 of the languages for Spanish, French, Portuguese, Italian, German, Swedish, Dutch, Romanian, and Swahili. Those will be out very soon. So you'll find my books there on Amazon. And then on Facebook, Tommy A. Kilpatrick.
What was that, Nick?
Do you speak all those languages?
No, it's the template. I have the template, and all I got to do is have AI change the words into that language, and then have a native speaker double check, because you can't trust anything with AI. So make sure and verify it's all correct, and boom, I've got 12 books on it. It's what are you interested in? I'm not going to try to get you to be fluent. I'm a vegetarian, so I don't care about the meats or the fish. I know about the ampalaya to sayote and rabanos. So I know I can go to a vegetable stand. There's 20, 30 vegetables. I know all the names. I can ask how much, is it fresh? I can get along. So what's important to you is the words you learn. And there's 300 co-words of English. There's over 127 co-words of Spanish. which I know a little bit of. So right way, you're speaking 500 of their words. So put some effort out. Say, my own aga, which means good morning, and they will turn and look at you like you're crazy. Like, are you speaking English? You're trying to figure out the English word. No, you're speaking my. They brighten up. They love you speaking their language.
Mm-hmm. It shows effort and care. And I can say lumpia, and I need to learn how to say beer, and I think I'm set. Like.
That's good. See, that's all you need. That's why I say add the two most important things and then work from that.
Yeah.
Nice. I love it, man. I've got your email address down here. Do you want me to flash that up on the screen as well?
Oh, that's fine too. Tommy.
Awesome.
Tom period your help expert. So at gmail.com. So you can put that up there too. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody out there, if y'all have any questions for Tommy, hit him up, because this is a very interesting way to fight back against the banks that we've preached for years have devalued our currencies, have screwed over the taxpayer, have we talked about it earlier. So go check it out. Go check out his book. Go email him if you have any questions. And Tommy, really appreciate it, man. We're going to get into a few more things. You're welcome to stick around. We'd be happy to have you, but if you need to go, we also understand.
I do need to go to the city, so she's waiting for us to go. Thanks so much, guys. Nice meeting you all. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, Tommy. We'll see you later.
All right.
All right.
So I have to call it predatory not lending now.
It's not predatory gift cards.
Predatory gifting. I like this. All right, we're gonna move on.
I am not fucking drunk.
Well, 19th or blue.
Every pretty girl deserves to go to a ball.
This is everything about it's a clam. I love it.
I gotta be honest with you, I feel like I'm a little bit too drunk to stand up.
On Wiedersehen, asshole.
I'm drunk right now.
All righty, everybody. Welcome to Drunkard of the Week, the part of the show where we show somebody saying or doing something that can only be explained if they're drunk, but they're not. You can nominate videos by tagging us on X at Liberty Libation, or by hopping in the Discord, which is now a free community to join. The Discord is free. There are specific perks within the Discord that are for Dollar Media Club members only. But the Discord is free for everybody at this point, and you can.
We also want you to become a Dollar Media Club member and get all.
We do want you to become a Dollar Media Club member. If you found this particular episode or any episode that we do useful, helpful, entertaining, just at all, not an improvement. What's the right word? And at all a
boon to your life.
A boon to your life. There we go. Hit the like button, subscribe, go over to peacefulsea.network and consider joining the Dollar Media Club at the base level or any of the levels above that. And we would be very appreciative. It's the only way I can pay these two guys here doing what they do each week, as well as the other two that that
meme, but like, we're getting paid? We are the millers or whatever. That's how I feel.
That's good. That's good. All right. So let's go to our drunkard of the week.
Start loading on.
What do we want? Accurate weather. When do we want it? Now. Ball must fall. Ball must fall. Ball must fall. What do we want? Accurate weather. When do we want it? Now. Ball's a weather boy, not a weatherman. Ball's a weather boy, not a weatherman. Who are you?
Literally.
The weatherman. Ball's a clown. Ball's a clown. Ball's a clown.
You said it was gonna rain. Look at me. I look like a fool now.
Whether or not, here we come. All alive. I'm cooking like a fry.
Your humidity is much higher than expected, pal.
Rain, sleet, or snow. They'll let us go.
We will be back and they will hear us.
Yeah! We want to be free to do what we want to do.
Yeah.
We want to get loaded. Yeah. And we want to have a good time.
This is wild.
So the drunkard of the week is Ross. If you don't follow his Instagram account, I cannot recommend it enough. He does insane, idiotic pranks all the time, including protesting a news station's weatherman for predicting the weather incorrectly.
I love showing up in the full sun in a poncho. I look like a fool.
I look like a fool.
That's pretty good.
So good. Cloudy with a chance of lies. So good.
We didn't have that problem growing up in Pittsburgh. See, we had a weatherman named Joe DiNardo, and Joe said it would, not that it could. So whatever Joe said went.
I feel like he could have been protested.
No, never in Pittsburgh would you protest Joe DiNardo. Okay. You don't do that.
You get
interesting.
Shanked.
Okay, great. So there you go. Drunkard of the week. Head on over to peacefulseed.network to check out all of our stuff over there, including our other shows. We got Philosophical Fall Guy. Actually, you know what? Before we do the next
the teaser for season 2.
Season 2.
Yes, we're going to show the teaser for season 2 on full screen as soon as I get it dadgum pulled up, which is taking me a lot longer. So Cascade Effect is about to launch season 2. It is a insane season. There are so many facets to it. In season 1, we told one story of one guy who was murdered on his own property by a cop. In season 2, we're telling 3 separate stories that are all linked and intertwined. One woman had to flee the state to get away from the corruption and to get away from prosecution. One woman, young woman, 20-year-old, is currently on trial for homicide, even though it is pretty clear that it was self-defense. And then one man is in jail for life for child molestation, even though it is extremely clear that he did not do it.
I didn't even realize that was a life sentence.
It's 100 years
you do it
here in the state, here in Montana, and it's 100 years. And he got accused of it 3 times. By
300 years.
So 300 years.
Yeah. But what if you lived to 400?
Yeah,
it's not a life sentence.
So it's not a life sentence. All right, we're going to show you all the teaser for Cascade Effect season 2. There we go. And enjoy.
Hello, this is a collect call from an incarcerated individual at Cascade County Jail.
They knowingly put an innocent man away for 100 years.
When they obtain a warrant,
there was a lot of trafficking going on.
What rumors did she start?
Robert, was raping kids.
Andrade is heard saying she stabbed somebody. She was destroying the phone.
Described the molester as a tall, fat man with white hair.
I thought maybe they might be interested in the truth. I'm learning differently now.
All right.
Oh, that looks great.
Dude, it's going to be a good season.
I like the shot of you chewing.
Me chewing gum. Yeah. While researching, I was at the county clerk the other day going through everyone's criminal records that have anything to do with this case. And it's
sounds
tedious and insane what you find. So, yeah, I was not featured basically at all in the first season because I was trying to be the narrator and kind of the documentarian. But at this point, I'm going to be on camera quite a bit because it's just unavoidable at this point in time. So if you want to see my stupid face on camera, go watch season 2, which will come out.
A stand-in for you.
It'll come out in February. All right. Let's see. We're going to move on to our final topic of the evening, which is Jake's Greenland.
Not Jake Green's land, but Jake's Greenland.
Jake's Greenland. All right, this is a tweet from the White House. Which why? Based upon this is a quote from
apply that to any tweet from the White House. Sorry, go ahead.
Quote from Trump: based upon a very productive meeting that I had with the Secretary General of NATO, Mark Rutte, we have formed the framework of a future deal with respect to Greenland and, in fact, the entire Arctic region, which, okay, we'll get into that in a second.
That's a big...
This solution, if consummated, which I think I've only ever heard apply to sex, so come on.
That's fair.
Will be a great one for the United States of America and all NATO nations. Based upon this understanding, I will not be imposing the tariffs that were scheduled to go into effect on February 1st. Additional discussions are being held concerning the Golden Dome as it pertains to Greenland. Further information will be made available as discussions progress. Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, and various others as needed will be responsible for the negotiations. They will report directly to me. And the way he ends every friggin' tweet. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Loser. Yeah, so this is his tweet about possibly...
What's the Golden Dome?
That's a good question. I thought it had something to do with Israel.
So Donald Trump liked the Israeli Iron Dome. So he wants a Golden Dome to protect the U.S., but also nobody's firing rockets at us ever. And if it is, it's nukes coming in numbers that we aren't going to shoot down.
Okay,
it's coming from these, and it's a whole thing now, especially when you're talking these hypersonics and being able to shoot over the southern pole. And you're worried about looking at the North Pole. You're about 20 years too late on like playing this game.
I mean, that makes a whole lot of sense to me. That tracks that he's playing off outdated information. Let's see. CNBC says nobody's going to believe him. Trump's Greenland deal sparks relief and confusion. And then let's see. The EU suspends approval of U.S. trade deal after these statements. Which if you go into it, it talks about what the trade deal was. Trump has been implementing tariffs on a bunch of countries around the world, and it's not gone well. It's not gone the way that he thought it would. Production on some items has come back to the United States. Other items it hasn't. They've just stopped production, and we're actually a poorer country because of these idiotic tariffs.
He's a terrorist.
That's one way to put it.
That's one way to put it. Kalshi is now taking bets. Will the U.S. take control of any part of Greenland? The volume bet right now is 2.3 million. And the question is, before April, chances are 12%. Before 2027, chances are 26%. And before January 21st, 2029, which is when he leaves office, is 44%, which is down 15% from earlier today. Because when I looked at this earlier, it was at 59%.
Oh, wow.
Wild.
That's a big drop in a day.
In a day, it dropped 15 points. I don't know. Actually, I do know. Trying to purchase Greenland or threaten to take it if you don't sell it is stupid. It's against.
To be fair, I think he also came out and said he wasn't going to take it by force. And they're also talking about giving $100,000 to every Greenland citizen to vote yes to, if they vote yes to.
He also said that he was going to end all wars once he got into office, and the guy's a friggin' liar.
Well, that was while he was running. This was like yesterday, so there are.
He definitely didn't lie yesterday. He never lies in office, Nick.
Hey, I'm just putting out there.
I understand, but paying off Greenland residents to vote in favor of leaving. What is it? It's Denmark, right? That owns Greenland. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's not
yeah,
a good
it's
look.
like a constituent country within the Kingdom of Denmark or something. So it would be like them declaring independence and then asking for territorial status or something of the U.S. and basically be the Puerto Rico of cold.
There have been dozens of videos that have come out that I've seen on TikTok of Greenlanders trolling the United States. I don't know if y'all have seen any of those.
No.
I would recommend just like typing Greenland into Instagram and seeing what videos come up because it's pretty funny. Mad Dog says, "Hey, it's those guys. It is those guys.
We
Mad
are
Dog.
those guys."
And this show endorses you and Grumpy Gnome for chair and vice chair. This show as a whole endorses
This show
you
is a
two.
butthole.
This show as a butthole endorses you two
Can't believe you
for
repeated
chair
that.
and vice chair of the Libertarian National Party. So I know Grumpy has asked me to come on, me and my wife to come on y'all's show a few times. We got to make that happen. Gnome Dog 2026. Agreed. I mean, at this point, I'm literally just for chaos because the stuff that's happening.
It can't be any worse.
It can't be any worse than what it's been before.
Yeah, I would say the same.
Yeah. So Mad Dog, Gnome Dog 2026 is definitely what we're going with this year.
Word.
I'll be at National. I'll be promoting that, and it's going to be a really fun time. I'm excited.
We're going to be podcasting like crazy there, aren't we?
We're going to be podcasting like crazy. Matt Duck says Nick came on and started talking about hunting minorities. Not sure why.
No. I didn't start talking about that. I believe Stephen Nikela, the current chair of the National Party, started down that path, and I might have mentioned something about Russians hunting Somalians. Like rich
so you
Russians.
Did bring it up, okay?
I guess, and then it spiraled.
I guess I brought up
the truth comes out so quickly.
I was just pointing out that like rich Russians will book yachts through like that area around the Horn of Africa in the hopes of hunting Somali pirates, and then it spiraled.
That does happen. So yeah, I'd be interested. All right. Yeah, Mad Dog, I'll come on the show. Me and my wife would love to come on at some point and talk about our insane super liberty lives out here in the mountains of Montana.
I don't want to hear about that.
That's exactly what they want to hear about, according to Grumpy. So eat a butt, Nick. We're at the end of the show, y'all. We don't have much longer to go. I've had a couple whiskeys on an empty stomach, so I'm feeling
I didn't
good.
eat dinner before this, so I need to go eat a little bit.
All right. Well, final thoughts on Trump and his idea to take Greenland to help us be protected. No. Let me say something about him saying and the rest of the Arctic Circle.
Yeah,
because that includes Iceland, Norway,
barely. Most of Russia,
a lot of Russia. Like, what a stupid freaking thing to say.
That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, Iceland is, not very. I mean, it's not super important, at least to the U.S. interest, I guess. Greenland being literally right off the coast of Canada, I guess, is what has it. And there's only 50,000 people there. And then, Canada's in the Arctic Circle, but like we generally kind of already own them.
Is it about resources at all, or is it just about like
that's
a
the claim? But
area?
also, I think it's the military. But there's already bases in Greenland. There's already U.S.
I was going to say because I thought we already had a presence there.
We have plenty of bases.
We've got like caves, like they dig out like snow caves or some shit down to Agartha or something. So that part might be made up, but I think they have like dug out like caves and stuff under the ice there.
So I don't think this is the reason, but I think that potentially, so let's say that the climate does actually start to change, which I maintain climate is always changing and it's not just due to human activity. I think
I maintain that climate is fake and gay.
Okay, well, that's a bold stance to take. There are people who think that as the climate changes, the ice will melt in Greenland, which will open it up to be mined for all of its resources.
No, it's going to thaw aliens like that Tomorrow War movie.
I would prefer that.
Yeah.
Can we make
That'd be
that
interesting
happen?
at least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be way more interesting than just fighting over resources in another stupid foreign country.
Yeah, go drop Chris Pratt out of the sky in Greenland or whatever. That'd be cool.
Wait, explain
Have you
yourself.
seen that movie?
Which movie?
Tomorrow War?
I've never seen Tomorrow Wars. No.
Well, then watch
you
it,
should
and
watch
then
it.
you won't need me to explain it.
I don't want to watch that. It didn't look good.
It has
It was
its
entertaining
moments,
enough.
but yeah.
Okay. All right. So that I think that if someone were to actually play a long game in the United States, which I think is actually impossible in a democracy to play an actual long game, I think that would be the reason is
That's
the resources.
false. The long game is behind the layer of the curtain of the illusion of the two sides of the useless pendulum swing that you make no progress or whatever. So it's not our long game, but there is a long game, is what I would posit. That face is killing me.
You said so many things right there.
And nothing. And somehow nothing.
I feel like we need to wrap this show up.
We probably do.
Probably.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We're going to watch a few funny videos now to wrap up the show. Trump shouldn't take Greenland. I think it's a stupid idea.
Certainly not by force. That's
definitely not by force. I think paying off its residents in order to take Greenland is also a stupid idea.
Not a good look.
Especially
either.
when you could just strike a deal that just works.
Then that's fine. Like
Without
if
being
everyone
insane.
mutually comes to an agreement.
I
then
enjoy
don't care,
buying
I
and
guess.
selling people as much as the next person. But, the United States government doing it just doesn't seem like a good look. So,
Jake endorses slavery. Quote it there.
Oh God, there's some bad sound bites.
We can go down the rabbit hole of what the Bible says about slavery, and we can do that a different time.
That sounds like a topic for Mad Dog show.
That does sound like a topic for Mad Dog.
Isn't that where the rule of thumb comes from? No, that's beating your wives. That's not slaves. That's a different thing.
Dude, I literally just the only reason I know that rule of thumb is from watching Boondock Saints.
Yeah, that might be where I know it.
Yeah.
So it might not even be real. I don't know.
So the rule of thumb here is rule of thumb. Did you know that in the 1800s it was legal for men to beat their wives as long as they used a stick no wider than their thumb?
Yeah.
Can't do much damage with that, can you? Perhaps
It
it should have been the
hurts,
rule of wrist.
The rule of wrist.
Oh, Nikki hates that quote. So, yeah,
Yes, she would.
if she's watching, she's not going to like this. All right. Thank y'all for watching. We're going to go watch some funny videos before we head out. Go on over to peacefulseed.network. Check out all of our other shows on there, including a new feature film that's coming out that we're actually filming this year. There's no title for it yet. The working title is Crooked Line. And it's about a soldier who went through some horrendous things in Afghanistan and back here in the States. So,
right,
looking
it's not
forward
a documentary. It's a feature film.
It's a feature film, and we're producing and writing it and possibly directing it. So we'll see how it goes. But go check it out. We got a bunch of stuff on the website, and we're revamping the website as we speak. So we're turning into a full-on Bitcoin company. You'll be able to sign up for memberships with Bitcoin, as well as you can donate through Rumble. You can tip us on Rumble with Bitcoin or a bunch of other cryptos, but it all gets converted into Bitcoin. So go check it out. All right. A few funny videos, and then we'll head out.
Tyler, you are in timeout. Why is the dog standing there?
He's in trouble too.
What did he do?
He helped me draw on the wall. He picked the colors.
He picked the colors. It's got to be my favorite.
He's aiding and abetting.
Okay.
But
no, Alden's got to go. We can't have him say things like that. Okay. Next one pertains to our final topic.
No.
That is really funny.
That is a spot on meme right there. I love that. All right. If you've ever driven an electric car in the winter, you'll understand this next one.
If I use the heater, I will burn through half my battery. If I do not use my heater, I will be slowly killed by the laws of thermodynamics. But I'd love to solve this problem right now, but unfortunately, my balls are frozen.
That is so true and so good.
It's so accurate. It is absolutely accurate. All right. Final one for the evening. We've watched one from these guys before. This one's great as well.
The United States of America.
Oh, nice. I recognize some of the athletes from this. That's cool. Oh, here's Venezuela.
The United States of America.
Or, no,
the United States of America.
I think you're having a broadcast, because that's
the United States of America.
Why is this happening? Do you know what's wrong with
You're watching the Olympics on CBS.
Let's hear. We can turn this off.
Do you see this comment? The second one.
Then when it gets to America, it's just Israel.
That's a good comment.
Let's zoom in on that comment, because
no wonder it has 19,000 likes.
Dadgummit, I can't zoom in that far.
The United States of America.
Pause. There we go.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
That's pretty funny.
I mean, so stinking good. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for sticking around for the full 2 hours and 16 minutes. Really appreciate it. We'll be back next week. I believe Brad Binkley will be guest hosting the show next week, with Zach Varnell coming back as the producer for next week. So tune into that. I will not be here. I will be.
Zach was just waiting for you to not be here.
Everyone loves Brad Binkley on this show.
So Brad Binkley of the Propaganda Report will be hosting next week's show. So it should be a very fun one. The dude is
looking forward to that.
Just so much fun. So enjoy next week. I won't see any of y'all for the next 2 weeks from now. So I'll be back then with another guest. So I believe it's a comedian. I cannot remember his name at this point in time. But there's a comedian. It's not Adam Nutter, because we don't like Adam Nutter. All right. That'll do it for this week, y'all. Peace.
Crew